Hello and welcome to today's episode of Focus Atlanta. I'm your host, Keisha Lancelin. Thanks so much for tuning in with us this Sunday afternoon. In our first segment, we're going to talk a little bit about preparing our children with asthma for the school year. I'm here with Dr. Bashara with the American Lung Association. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
Absolutely. I would imagine that parents with children with asthma already have kind of a set routine when the child is with them, but are there things that they should know to prepare them for the school year?
You know, it's interesting when you think about asthma, that a number really hits you. In the Atlanta area, we have almost 150,000 children with asthma. This is insane. This is a big number. And that said, there are many things that parents, as well as children, actually have to be ready for, especially when they are going to intermingle with other students. So there are many things that actually parents and students and schools as a team together can prepare for that. And the first thing is, as a parent, make sure that your child is actually up to date on their immunizations after you speak to their healthcare provider. As you know, COVID is on the rise again, unfortunately, but also with the fall season, you also have the flu virus, and you also have what we call RSV, respiratory syncytial virus. And if a child who has asthma gets any of these viruses, their asthma can become exacerbated. In other words, it triggers their asthma, and they end up with asthma symptoms. The other thing is, as a parent, you should make sure that your child is able to recognize when they're having an asthma attack, especially if they're at school, and that they can do whatever they need to do to be able to prevent that, such as using the rescue inhaler. And fortunately, the American Lung Association has a very good assessment tool that actually you can log on the web at lung.org and find the student readiness assessment tool. And actually it takes you through different steps. Number one, do they have the inhaler? Number two, do they know how to use it? Number three, they have to have access to it at all times. And then this way, by going through this protocol, you make sure that actually your child will be able to do something whenever they have an asthma attack, because you know, minutes count whenever somebody has severe shortness of breath. The third thing that also I encourage parents as well as schools to do is to make sure that there's a pathway in school system for the children who have asthma. And what do I mean by this? Suppose you are in a classroom and you're a teacher, and then one of the children has an asthma attack. Number one, does the teacher recognize that this is an asthma attack? Because that's very important for him or her to recognize that. And two, if they do recognize that, is there a pathway that they have to follow it? So number one, make sure that the child has their medications. And in case they don't have their medications, are there any rescue inhalers that are stored somewhere in the school where actually these children have access to them, and then they can prevent their asthma attack? And this is what we call as asthma action plan. So as a parent, I suggest to you to sit down with the school and definitely the teachers and share your asthma action plan with them. And last but not least, as a parent, make sure to talk to your children to avoid things that may trigger the asthma attack. And these are voluntary things. And what do I mean by this? I mean that don't vape, don't be around vapors, don't smoke, don't inhale stuff that you should not inhale. And these are very important because, again, these are self-inflicted. And if the children, especially the children who have asthma, do any of that may irritate their windpipes, or called the airways, then the asthma is triggered.
Dr. Bashara, thank you so much for coming on the show and sharing all of this information. Again, the website is there at lung.org. I'd like to, thank you for setting our parents' minds at ease to know that there is something that they can do. There is a pathway to healthier children, even when they have asthma. It was nice to meet you.
Thank you so much. You all have children, and I hope they have a wonderful, clean air to breathe for years to come.
Absolutely. All right, guys, please take the opportunity to visit the website to learn more if, in fact, this pertains to you or someone that you love. Again, it's very uncomfortable to watch a child have an asthma attack, but there are things that we can do to act quickly and to help that child in need. Thanks so much for tuning in to this segment of Focus Atlanta. We'll be right back with more.